Hello students, today we are going to start new chapter, your 12th chapter, Democratic Government. So here you have a picture. So look at the following headlines from the newspaper. What is this picture? It is the headlines from the newspaper. You will find the reports of government doing different things. Most of these relate to managing public affairs of the country. So in this picture, what is this? It is the headlines of the newspaper. So if you see what it is showing, the government is managing many public affairs of the country. So it is showing about the government. What are the headlines here? The government sought to protect the rights of unorganized workers. And the detailed plan to tackle floods soon, says government. Supreme Court can have 5 more judges. Government. So the government fixes prices of onions, says no shortage in the market. And the government for revamping coal and power sector. Over 15,000 villages declared scarcity hit by the government. All these are the headlines of the newspaper, which is showing the government is dealing with the public affairs. Now we will discuss about what does a government do. So what will our government do for us and the people? In our times, every country needs a government to make decisions and get things to be done. Now, if we see whatever the public processes, whatever it may be, it is related to public, who will take the decisions? Definitely the government will take the decisions. So now each and every country needs a government to make decisions and to get the things to be done here. These decisions can be about where to build roads and schools, or how to reduce the price of onions when they get too expensive, or ways to increase the supply of electricity. So all this about, so government, what it will take the decisions, it will take the decisions about what, where they have to build the roads. It means in villages or in other places, if we see the roads facilities will be not good, so it will take the decisions where they have to build the roads and where they have to build the schools, or how to reduce the prices of the onions or any other vegetables in the markets, and to increase the supply of electricity to the people. So all these decisions it will take. The government also takes action on many social other issues. Like, for example, it has several programs to help the poor. What is that? It does other important things such as running the postal and railway services. Also, the government will do several programs to help the poor people, like it will provide the schemes, no, Mahatma Gandhi scheme, it will provide the 100 days of work, no, for each person laborers. So like these schemes it will provide, and it is also giving the services of what, it is also giving the important things such as running what, postal, it is nothing but post offices and the railway services. The government also has the job of what, protecting the boundaries of the country. So complete responsibility to protecting our boundaries, it is completely responsibility of whom, it is completely responsibility of our government only. And the maintaining good relations with other countries also is the responsibility of our government only. They have to maintain good relations, then only the globalization, the trading business from one country to another country, it can be happen here. And it is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat and have good health facilities. So people who are there living in that country, so is there good with the health purpose, if we see, are they are good in the health, or are they are eating daily food properly, is there any good health facilities. So all this the responsibility of government only. The government have to look after this. So when there are the natural disasters, like what are the natural disasters generally we can get, like cyclones or earthquakes. These are the natural disasters. So it is the government only, it will maintain and it will organizes aid and it will assistance for the people. So like if like this natural disasters, when it will happen, what it will do, it will, the government will take the responsibility and it will organize everything and it will look after to the people who are damaged it, and they will provide some facilities, supply like food, money, so they will provide everything. If there is in a dispute or if someone has committed a crime, it means if there if any issues are there relating to anything, relating to the lands, houses, and if someone have done the crime, then the government will provide facilities. What? Court. The people should go the court and they can solve their problem in the court. The courts are also part of government only, so they can go to the courts directly. Perhaps you are wondering how the governments will manage to do all this and why it is necessary for them to do so, isn't it? If we think, we will wonder that the government will take all the responsibilities, all the activities which are happening. So how it is possible to manage all this and why the government should only take all these responsibilities? So, when human beings live and work together, they need a organization to take decisions for their common good. That's why we need a government. So, behalf of all the people, the government will take all the decisions here. Some rules have to be made that apply to everyone. So, who will make these rules? The government will make these rules to um, to manage all these activities. And for example, there is a need to control resources and protect the territory of the country so that people can feel secure. The government, so this work who will do? The government will do this on behalf of their people by exercising the leadership and taking decisions and implementing them among all the people living in their territory. The government will only manage all this. It will take a leadership and it will take a decisions behalf of all the people who are living in the country. So the government will do all this on behalf of the people and by exercising the leadership also, and it will take the decisions and it will implement them among all the people who are living in the country. Next is the types of government. If we see in chapter 9, we have learned how the people of tribal society, they will manage themselves, they will take decisions themselves only. The tribal people will make a community and they will take decisions by their own only, they will not depend on the government. So how male members of different families of the tribe, they will gather at one place and they'll discuss and they'll decide, and how the headman will implement those decisions, etc. All that we have seen in the chapter 9th lesson, isn't it? So this system will works well in situations where the number of people is less. So like this system, the tribal people is following one system, no? So like that system, it will work where the people will be less, at that place only it can work. But in our country, if we see, the people are more, the population are more, so this system, it won't work in our situations. But do you think it will work if the society had thousands or lakhs of families? No, definitely not. If the lakhs of families are there in one country, then it is not able to follow this system. Definitely we need the other ruling system. What kind of problems will they face? Similarly, this kind of arrangement worked if all the members of the society had the same cultural background. See, this kind of arrangement, this kind of system will work if, for example, in one society, if all the members are related to same culture background, it is nothing but religion, same caste, same language, etc. If they are with that, then only it is possible, as the rules of behavior would be agreeable to all. Otherwise, it won't work in this process. However, if a society has people of different cultures, Will it work? No. If the people are with the different cultures, different caste, so one decision may not agree by the other castes or other religions, so it won't work here. Moreover, the tribal arrangement worked where the interests, ambitions, and lifestyles of the people were similar. So it is working in the tribal area. Why? Because their customs and they will follow only one system. They'll speak only one language. They'll worship only one god, and their ambitions, their lifestyle, their interests, everything is same. That's why in the tribal area it is working. There was no classes like the rich and poor. And mainly, what is the main thing in the tribal area? There is no any differences like rich people and poor people. All are equal in the tribal areas. So, but if we see in the societies, there are very different interests of every person, and various classes are there, like rich people, middle class people, poor people, below poverty people, like this, like farmers, traders, money lenders, industrialists, workers without land or other resources, etc. So these are different people who are with the different interests. So there would be so many differences between these people. So that's why it would not be able to do the same, follow the same system to solve the problems here. If we see in the historic times, the kings and queens and emperors, they used to make the laws, isn't it? Now the government is making all the laws and systems, but if we compare to the historic times, what will happen? The kings and queens who are and emperors who are present in the kingdom, they used to make the laws and they used to implement them with the help of armies and officials, who are, if officials is nothing but ministers who are present in the kingdom. So with the help of them, the kings and queens, they used to implement all the laws. And they also decided where to build the roads and how much tax they have to collect, etc. What they used to decide, they used to decide where, at which place they have to build the roads, and how much amount of tax they have to collected for each road, each people, etc. All this they used to take the decisions here. If people did not agree, for example, if people did not agree with them, or if they don't follow their rules and orders, what they will do, they will punish them. The kings and queens, they will punish that people with the help of their armies. So no one can question, and no one can ask the questions, and nobody has the authority and disobeying their orders to these people, isn't it? So many of the kings are there, they were not satisfied with ruling their own kingdom only. The kings, they used to not satisfied with ruling of their own kingdoms only, and constantly they have the waged wars to expand their kingdom. What they used to do, they used to keep the wars. For what purpose? To expand their kingdom. By wars, how they will expand their kingdom? If they keep the wars, if they defeat the other kingdom, then that completely entire kingdom will comes under the control of these kings. So like that they can expand their kingdoms. This form of government is called what? The monarchy. The monarchy is nothing but the king or queen. So only one will rule this. That's why it is monarchy. It has the power to make decisions and run the government. The monarchy, whoever it may be, he may be king or he may be queen. They have the power, complete powers to make the decisions, and they can run the complete government under the control of them. And the monarchs who are there, the monarchs also, they will act as the supreme judges in all important cases of dispute. It means if any issues has been happening in the villages, they'll act as a monarch like the supreme judges in all the important cases. The and the monarch may have a small group of people to discuss the matters with, but the final decisions making power remains with the monarch only. So a group of people who are related to this case, they can discuss it, but at last the final decision is depending upon the monarch only. He can only making the power, he can only make the complete final decision about the related cases. The monarchs will do and they have not to explain their actions. See, if for example, related to one dispute, related to one issue, if the monarch is taken one decision, then nobody have to question it, and nobody have no the monarch will not explain to anyone about their decision, about their actions, and defend the decisions which they have taken. They can take decisions by their own, and they won't explain it also to any people. Next is democratic governments. One of the ways to accommodate the views of all kinds of people living in the society and prevent oppressive and unjust forces from controlling the government is the democratic government. So, what is the meaning of democratic government here? The democratic government is nothing but it is one of the way to see all the views of all the interest of all the kinds of people who are working in the who are living in the society, and it is the duty of government to prevent and oppressive and forces from controlling the government. It is known as the democratic government. It was made possible because of the struggles of the people all over the world. So why? Because the democratic government we got, it was made possible just because of struggles of the people only all over the world against monarchies. So previous time who used to manage all the kingdoms, monarchies, the people have gone against to them. So then only we got the democratic government, and their firm resolve to develop a form of government which will be a harmony with the people wishes here. Today in our India is a democratic country. How do we ensure that our government functions according to the wishes of the people who have such divergent cultures and interests? Isn't it? Nowadays, now if we see how our government is ruling, it will go through the interest of the peoples only. So today our government, our India is a democratic country, right? So how do we ensure that our government will functions according, it will do the activities which are related to the people's only, people wishes only, and who have to divergent of the cultures and the interest. So there are millions of people living in our country, isn't it? Many millions of people. The participation by all citizens in taking decisions may lead to countless number of opinions here. So if the government want to take a decision related to the citizens, so it may lead to what, the countless number of the opinions here, because in our country a millions of people they are living. These process may consume more time without arriving at any consensus. So moreover, not all the citizens are in the position to spend time, money and energy for participating in the public affairs. So some people are they are busy in their personal works. No one will show the particular interest to spend time, money and energy in the public affairs. So how can we solve this problem? We do this with the help of two principles. What is that? Representative democracy, and next is rule of the majority. So let us understand these two ideas better. So these two principles, these two rules, the representative of democracy and the rule of majority. So we will discuss in the next class about these two ideas. So in this chapter till now we finished the what does the government will do, and what are the types of government and the democratic governments.